Over the last couple of weeks, we've designed, contained and wired a 630 amp 3-phase supply. Today, we're going to be glanding the parallel 185 4-core SWA cables into a Unico panel. This will include measuring, stripping, cutting and glanding the 4 cores into the top of the panel, ready for termination. This is going to be a little bit of a longer one, so grab a drink, get comfy, let's run the intro and get into this video.
Right, so now we've cut some of the weight off of these, we're just going to focus on pulling them back onto the ladder and forming these bends. So what we need to do today is get the two 185s glanded into this gland plate, get them swooping off the tray nicely, hopefully like back here and in. And then, yeah, they've got to drop onto the top side of this switch. So we've actually just had some of these made up by the engineers downstairs, look at that. So we're sort of replicating what they've done down here. Just up top, so they're going to sit on there. It's going to allow us to back our 185s. The middle hole's actually tapped, and that's so that we can move these auxiliary connections that are just doubled up with the 10mm into that centre tap, so that would be quite nice. But yeah, how lovely is that? You just want to take it home, don't you? Put it in your pocket. Get them mounted, get all torqued up correctly. We've got to re-torque this up because I sort of nicked that, so the boys could use it as a template. So this is actually a prototype from Milwaukee. It's not out yet, I don't know if I can even show it, but yeah, it's got 3 speed modes via a button instead of a little dial, and it will also sense what you're cutting and adjust the speed based on that, which is supposed to extend blade life, because as you know with bandsaws, the blades aren't cheap. It's also 50% lighter than the other one. It literally is silly how much it weighs. Yeah, nice bit of kit, but yeah, it hasn't even got a sticker on it. It's literally prototype. In terms of getting these in, we're going to be using this ratchet strap off this purlin to sort of pull them this way. The plan is to sort of get them over, get them clamped, and we're going to sort of go up and in. They're going to need a bit of playing with. Before we do any of that though, we need to drill our holes in here. So I'm thinking of going 2 sort of in front of each other, well, one at the front, one at the back, rather than side and side. I'm going to go like that, and then I'm going to centre them on that point there, so that 2 can swoop onto there, and then 2 can swoop onto there. So it's actually a 3-phase no neutral supply, so the neutral core is going to get bolted to here and remarked up as an earth. So I'm not going to be worried about taking a earth off of the banjo or anything. I'm going to bolt it. If I centre it, it's just going to be really forgiving to getting those around there, and then yeah, those on there, and then one in front of the other means the back one can go on the back of the pad and the front one can go on the front of the pad. But first, let's drill these holes. So I've got these 2 marked up. I'll show you how I've done that. So I sort of took a dim off that screw up there. I made it about 120 to the centre of there, and now I've done the same off the back, and I made it about 200 to the centre of this sort of elevation. Then up here, I've then marked that 200 there and that 120 off that screw, and done this little sort of centre line, and then I use the lock rings to position the glands. The reason I use the lock rings is because they're a lot bigger than the actual profile of the glands, so you can make sure they're not going to conflict internally. You can use the banjos, and I will double check the banjos to make sure we can line up these holes, but with the lock rings you can put the line through the corners, so you can make sure it's all nice and straight, and then I just eye up the centres because yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. So I'm just going to do the drilling because I'm holding this little box here which is going to collect all the swarf. How'd you feel about that hole, son?
Should be right.
Lovely. It's disappointing from Dart, but we did get another one, so I wonder if it's the arbor or if it's the hole saw. Yes, that's got no play in it, so I think it was the I think it's the arbor, I don't know, but there's just so much play in that, that's just being a pain. That is much better, let's have another go, eh?
Back it together.
Yeah,
Put it together.
a bit like me and you. Right, so now we're going to get our glands fitted, and the reason I do it that way is because you can get that sitting pretty and sort of measure to this lip. Once you have that dimension, you can transfer it to the cable, and yeah, it should all come together. First of all, get our banjos in. Them just sat in to hold everything in place. We've got these 300 pliers wrenches, so these don't fit the lock rings, but they do fit the glands. So what I like to try and do is tighten onto these, and hopefully they bite.
Move it.
Nah. Hopefully you can sort of see that that's centered over there, and it's centered over this point here, which is important because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so I don't want to make it too much of a pain. Now I'm not sure quite how they're going to fall. This can be quite forgiving if they don't fall right, because yeah, you're like that, is when they're next to each other you're sort of crossing more. I say that depending on the way the cables are clocked, it could be it could be either way, but hopefully the odds are in our favour. We're now going to start pulling over this closest one and just trying to get it formed, ready to mark it off of that gland. You just hold that tight then. Right, go on.
Goes easy.
Goes easy?
Yeah.
Give it a bit of lemon then. 4.
One sec.
Right, you should be able to sort of let go of it now.
This will be higher than that, won't it?
It does, yeah, but what I'm thinking is we'll sort of pull it up. We want to start getting, see that kink in there? We want to get it up top, so.
That's exactly how we want it. Oh, it's good.
Mate, we're all right at this.
Yeah, I still hate you.
So we've got this sitting pretty much where we want to, thanks to these straps. It's hard to show you, but yeah, she's looking pretty good. I do want to try and get some sort of clamp here just for looks. It ain't actually going to do anything, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, what we're going to do is get that dim there transferred onto this cable using a little trick that I learned from Joint Tech Tony. So when you're stripping armoured, you need to strip the you need to cut the steels, and where you cut the steels is basically where they're going to sit on this gland. So what we want to do is we want to work out where this is going to be on our cable. So using something like this, you can use trunking lid, rope, whatever. I'm going to hold that on there. Go, hold that tight, get that onto there, hold that tight, and just mark it using a Sharpie. This is something else that Tony showed me. So this is an exhaust cutter, and this is for cutting exhaust. So it's quite robust. It's basically blades in here, wrap it round and it will cut an exhaust. But it's also really good for SWA cables.
It's better than a hacksaw.
Huh?
It's better than a hacksaw.
It's alright, isn't it? Not 100% sure that that's got through the steels. I'm going to try get it on the other setting, but it might just be the diameter of this cable is not that friendly. I think that's the one we was on before. So that has just done the sheath. Due to, like, I don't know, the way these fit, it's too loose on one setting to go through the steels, and then too tight on the other setting to actually close the tool. But what that's done is chewed through the insulation anyway, it's marked it, so I probably will go around that with a hacksaw or something like that. I think this side we've gone through the steels, but that side I can see we haven't. And now I'm also going to measure from that point to the switch, so I can basically chop off this, because when we've got to wrestle this into this panel, we don't want it to be any longer than it needs to be, because it's just going to be fun. So to do that, we can sort of apply the same technique and drop this through the hole, jump down to where we want to be, which is not going to be any more than that. I can pinch that and put that on there, and I can know after that gland, if we cut this there, then we're going to have more than enough cable to drop into the switch, but not this whole extra meter wrestling into the panel. I'm really annoyed about that exhaust cutter. Nipex actually just sent me their new knife, and it would have been perfect for this, but I left it at home. And we do just want to check before we get too stuck in. I think we're good, bro, aren't we? Yeah? If anything,
Too much.
too much.
You could do them all at once, I reckon.
Right, so we're gonna have a proper go at that. Then I want it off of here like that. Right, ready?
Yep.
Almost. How many's left?
2.
3. Tony taught me well. When it comes to the shrouds, and a nice tight boot, you can just cut round that, like so. Right, and then we want to mark about 30mm back. And this is what these will be perfect for, just doing the outer sheath. Now, it's wrestling time. You ready?
Yep.
Send it that way. Right, pull that towards you. That's it. And then back out towards me. And that's it. Over the top.
This is just stupid. Why do they make cables this big?
Right, that needs a push back if it can. That's it.
That'll go.
One more of them though, that felt good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, can you? Yeah.
You come up. That's it. Oh, a little bit more in it.
Yeah, I'll hold it there.
Push it to me. What? That's it.
Can you just guide it past that switch?
Yeah.
Nod.
Right, slow it down. Yeah, that'll go now.
Right, now we need to get that strap on.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yo, wait though. So bro, basically you just need to be watching that insulation because it's pinching on the back. So what I would do now, Tobes, is get the ratchet. Yeah, all right. Right, after a lot of messing around and some minor adjustments to the armourings, we are there. Well, nearly. She's looking pretty good as she comes off. We're going to get some sort of clamp or something to hold it there. She's looking good. She's looking good. Right, mate, you ready for another one?
Condescending.
If you could see his face.
Do you want to see my face? I've grown my hair out since we lost to each other.
I reckon she wants one more pull. One more. That's it. So that is numero uno in. We're now going to focus on getting the second one in. I think that is all we're going to get done today, is getting that second one glanded in. Terminating will be for another day and probably another video. Right, so we've got it resting on that purlin now, which isn't really where we want it, but it's going to allow us to get this clamp on that Toby's doing. I think we're going to get another clamp, not next to that one, but in the middle. Once that clamps in, we can start to probably send that curve downwards, which is going to move that bend that way. We can then strap it just like we did with the other ones, start forming that bend. Just sort of want it floating in the same, but that is very easy to say and very hard to do. But I must say, ratchet straps, they make your life so much easier. I can't believe I actually used to do this without ratchet straps and just mob hand it. This is getting really hard to film because we just both need to be grafting, but right now we need to pull that down so we can get a clamp on it.
Like that.
Mate, that's looking spot on. But yeah, we're just sort of, this steel plating's tied into the steels of the building, so we're sort of clipped on there. And then, you know, we're just ratcheting that down. I think if we curl that bend more, it will move over. Yeah, spot on, mate. So we just want to get one last clamp in it, which will hold it where we want it on the ladder, and then we're probably going to get ratchets there to pull that bit of that bend that way, and then we'll keep that one there off that steel just because it works wonders for this one. This one is actually a tighter bending radius, and we've got to get it in on the inside. So in hindsight, we should have done this one first. The way they were lying, that one was the easier one to like prepare first, if that makes sense. We're getting there slowly. I'm gonna give Tobes a hand with getting this clamped up. Right, where are we at? So we've got this one looking pretty now. Clamped there. We're just pulling down there just to fight this a bit, get it where we want to, and then it sort of swoops in, falls in line with the other one, and then we're ready to start glanding. So yeah, we're going to do that all over again, get that in there, and that'll probably be it for today because it's getting on a bit. Lovely. About 30 mil, I think it was. One more. That's it.
Go back a bit.
So we've got this sitting like this, ready to go in, but obviously that's not going to happen. So what we're going to try do now is pull this slot that way, move the whole cable over there, and then we can get the end and shove it in. Yeah, cool. So literally probably another foot and I'll be able to get her in, bro. That's it. Right, push. Right, the tip's in. So we've lost that strap now, and we're going to connect this one back on, and we're going to try pull this way, which should slowly drop that in. Right, go again. One pump. Yeah. One more. We're in. What we need more of an angle. So how can we do that?
We need to get this. We need to get that fucking
Green belt here. So the other thing is we get one on there and we pull this way now. Opposite of that. Especially because that one's doing nothing. Yeah, we're flying now. That's it. Oh yeah, go on. Yeah, boy. Yeah, that's it. Oh mate, it looks fucking sweet as well. That's it, that's the one. That's it. I think we're good. Oh, that is it. We are done. Well, we've got a few bits to do, but it's 20 to 4. We've got to tidy up, knock a few bits of ladder straight and stuff like that, and yeah, just pack up really. So we are definitely done for the day. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I did plan to get them made off today as well in this same video, but to be honest with you, it would have been a mega long video. I don't like to do them too long these days. and yeah, it just took a little bit longer than I thought it did. I've worked with a lot of big cables throughout my career. It's not something I do every single day, so yeah, it's been a learning experience today. I would have done a few things differently. I also think a few things went really well. I like the way it looks, and we didn't like kill ourselves. Our bodies aren't like ruined today, which I think is really important. There's been so many times in the past where I've got the cabling in and it looks sweet, but I'm absolutely broken, like yeah, hobbling the next day, and that's just not worth it. No cable's worth that, really. So yeah, we're all done. The next video will be me terminating those 185s in that panel, so that'll be interesting. Stay tuned for that. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.